Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 4, Episode 3. Doesn't look like this has a title, just like the Love and Hip Hop Miami, so I don't know if that was just the error for this week. But anywho, doesn't matter because we're still going to get into it. So we start off picking back where we left off last week with a telenovela with Amara, her mama, and Alan. So Amara gets up, walks away. Alan goes after her, of course, because he ain't gonna sit down there with the mama. And pretty much Amara asked him, would you do it for me? Would you up and leave to go to Miami with me? So of course, Alan doing his little sweet talk saying, I'll do anything for you, baby. And Amara talks in the confessional saying, well, he does have his family and his kids. I think she said kids. But pretty much he got everything, his whole life here. So it would be easier for her to just move to DR. So that's the reason why she wants to stay in the DR with him. And Amara's mom, Mama Anna, comes out saying, can I talk with her? So Alan leaves them be so they could talk. And pretty much the mom is still trying to have Amara come back to Miami. But Amara says, she's tired. She just wants to fall in love. And she's like, she did everything for her career. She's been sacrificing so much herself for the career. She even was bulimic. And then she goes into the whole story. She was bulimic when she was younger, in her teenage years. And she even had to get hospitalized twice. And she tells her mom she knows she's never going to be a Beyonce. And I think her mom was just like, I'm not trying to have you be a Beyonce. And Amara's just like, I can't please you no more. She can't please her mom no more. She's done and she just wants to live her life for her. But clearly the mom, we'll go to it later on in the episode. So that's where that scene ends. So then at this point, this is when we get introduced to a Florence El Luce. Okay. She says she's the queen of compa. Everyone in the Haitian community knows her. And I'm just like, as a person part of the Haitian community, I don't know you. Do I know every Haitian artist? No. So maybe she is popping down there in Miami. Okay, in Dade County. Maybe she's popping out there. But she says she's popping to other places too. Just for me personally, I don't know her like that. No shade. I just don't, it is, if you're the queen of compa, okay. Confidence is key. All right, cool. She said everything was going good and all that stuff, but then the pandemic kind of made her lose her momentum to the point now she's her own bartender for her own restaurant and bar. And then she introduces us to her husband, Marlon. He's also her business partner. He's her everything. And I'm like, okay, what else is new? A lot of people be linking up with their significant others nowadays. And sometimes it's for better, and sometimes it's for worse. Because sometimes you shouldn't mix business with pleasure. But in this case, I guess you're going to try it out, see how it works out. But the way this episode went, you might need to cut them off. And I hope you have most of the percentage to your businesses. Because the way that thing looking, he ain't the one, girl. He ain't the one. I know you guys married, got 3 kids. But from what Gael is telling us, I don't know. Because we get introduced to her crazy sister, she said, Gael. And her sister are talking by the bar. And I guess it's Florence. I'm going to call her Florence. Flo. It's Flo, her sister, this one chick, and then her husband Marlon. He talking to the one chick, looking at the phone. They talking about the girl's talking about her own bar or something like that. And it's just like, you sure? Or you sure you wasn't just getting his phone number to store in your phone, girl? We ain't stupid. And the sister and Flo was looking at Marlon like, okay, now, because even the Flo talking about he could be a little too friendly. And like I said, from what we've heard, from what's been transpired in the rest of the episode, I'm just like, I know this your husband, girl, but he ain't it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. All right. We get to Neri's birthday party. Balloon strings hanging all over the damn place. It seems to be going nice. It's like nice and pretty. I think the color of this room right now was like the color of the whole party. So that's cute, whatever. Ray J and Princess pop up. I'm just like, We didn't like. Can you wait till the Hollywood season come on? Why are all these crisscrossing of franchises? Like, no, let's wait till the Hollywood Love and Hip Hop for me to be like, oh, okay, Princess. Why you coming over here? And who they come to Miami? Everybody coming around Miami. Safari, Scrappy, Ray J. Oh, y'all coming down. But anywho, he talk about he's in Miami. What was the exact words he used? Let me check real quick. He says the producer asks Ray J, well, Ray J, what are you doing in Miami? He says he's in Miami because love is in Miami. You know, Ray J be, saying the randomest stuff to just have you like, sure, whatever. But no, the real reason he is in Miami is because he wants to restart his marketing team for Raycon. And from what I be seeing from the other reviewers that I watch, that some of them are actually doing ads by Raycon for Raycon, saying this whole review is sponsored by Raycon. Listen, he's doing his thing. I can't knock him for that. He's doing his thing with the Raycons. It make me want to buy a pair of Raycon, the head for earbuds. But I ain't gonna do that because I already got one. But if that one breaks, I'm gonna have to see how much the Raycons cost, because if it costs too much, I ain't gonna buy it. I just gotta be honest. Ray J, you cool and everything, but if it's too expensive, I'm not gonna buy it. I'll just admire it from afar. But anywho, so they show up to the birthday party and Nori's all happy. Nori's loose as usual. I think he's loose for this whole season, to be honest with you. But he's excited. Ray J and Princess show up. Princess immediately goes with Neri off to the side. Ray J goes with Nori off to the side. Nori calls Ray J the younger him. I'm just like, I guess, whatever. If that's the way you... Oh, all right. And pretty much Ray J and Princess both tell Nori and Neri that they were going to get a divorce, but the divorce is called off. And Ray J said ever since he hit 40, he's just trying to be on a straight and narrow, not partying so much and just staying home with the wife and kids, and he needs some married friends. Nori's like, oh, I could be your married friend. I could be your married friend. And he's like, he's so excited and honored to be one of Ray J's married friends. And I don't know if Ray J or who brought it up about the smoking and drinking, but Nori was just like, oh yeah, I still smoke and drink. I smoke and drink every day, whenever I get home every night. Ray J is just looking like, and I'm just looking like, Nori, you be a little sloppy, dog. I'm sorry, you be a little sloppy, because I'm just like, dog, what the hell do you go to work for the podcast and drink and smoke? Then you spend the day with your boys to drink and smoke. Then you go home to drink and smoke. This is what your day consists of? This is fun to you? I mean, I guess it is because he's doing it every day. But to me, I'm just like, this is seeming a little excessive, in my personal opinion. But then again, I'm a person, I don't smoke, and I rarely drink. So I guess for me, it's just kind of like a little too much. I mean, to the point your wife is your chauffeur. To the point you talking making all these excuses of why you can't get your own driver license. Are you sure it's because you legally shouldn't be having a driver license right now? Is that the case? Is that the real case? I don't know, Nori. You gotta slow down a little bit, especially with the wife situation. You might want to slow down a little bit. But maybe people are just afraid to give you that intervention. But from just, what is this, episode 3? I've seen enough of you smoking and drinking. But we're going to move on to Ace and Shayla. Ace went downstairs to do a little boxing. Shayla's meditating. Ace finishes his boxing to go check up on Shayla. She's talking about she suffers from depression. And she's slipping back into it. I guess the whole situation with the miscarriage, Ace's mom, and her own personal issues with her mom, I guess that she has to rectify. So I guess the night before that scene, I guess she had an anxiety attack, because she also suffers from anxiety and depression. They're kind of hand in hand. And Ace comes to check up on her. She's a little upset, saying that he should have checked up on her last night in the middle of the night when she had her little anxiety panic attack. And his excuse was like he didn't know what to do. and he goes into the whole spiel of that, he just left her to figure it out herself because growing up, they were always, him and his siblings were always taught to be tough and, like, nah, little nigga, don't cry. You a man, don't cry. That whole cliche, not really cliche because it really does happen, but the whole, this is not something new to all of us because a lot of families, they deal with the parents having tough love, especially island parents. We understand that. Okay. Trust me, I get it. So he just doesn't know how to, I guess, move past that. But Shayla's just like, okay, we can't recreate the past. And, Ace agrees with her and he says he has to try to work to do better. He said that in the confession. I don't know if he told her that in person, but he's just like, he has to learn how to not just brush it off like it's nothing, like how he was raised to be, but to actually talk it out and get through his feelings. Like Shayla said, you need to go to therapy. She can't be your therapist because it's going to come from a biased point of view because that's your wife. He needs to go to therapy. Shayla probably needs to go to therapy as well since she suffers from depression and anxiety. Because even though she tries to empower women and writes books and stuff to help other women, I also think that someone who's used to helping other people should get help also. And that's, no shade. That's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Therapists go see therapy. Therapists have their own therapist, if that makes sense. So, there's nothing wrong with that. People need help all around. No matter if you're the expert or the person, the beginner, everybody needs to talk to somebody. That's just how it is. Now, if you can afford it, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different conversation. Because I know therapy is expensive, like I said in my review last night, but it does help. So Ace brings up his mom and how she's dealing with that situation, and she says Shayla's like, that situation alone is anxiety provoking, and she's not really trying to think about it too much because she's going to meet up with her mom later on in the episode to discuss some things. So we move on from that to Floss opening up a beauty bar. Things are running behind. And Florence is like, this is not good because we already moved the opening back a little bit. So she ain't trying to move it back again a little bit. Things got to, like, this thing ain't painted and this thing ain't done. And just like, I get it. There are reasonings and situations why construction can run behind, but I feel like a lot of these reality shows, things are always not on track. Like, anytime someone's opening up a bar or a restaurant or something, things are never on track. And I get COVID, but I can't even blame COVID because even before COVID, on these reality shows, things never ran on track. Excuse me. So I don't know what these issues are, what the situations is, because they don't really go into depth of the reasonings for that. But I'm just like, is this just for show? Or is there something going on wrong in the construction company and the crew or something? Because this not making no sense to me. Why? Like, every reality show, someone who's opening up a establishment, things never run on track. So I don't know what's all up with all that. But she does an interview at the beauty shop. But towards the end, when the people working in the beauty shop are making noise, she's just like, shh, keep it down. And I'm just like, maybe this is the reason why things are not going on plan, because you telling them to stop not making all this noise. That's your fault for doing an interview at the shop while construction is getting done. You couldn't have done it in the car or something. I'm just saying. You could have done it in the car. If you really need things to be done, like I said, I don't know if it's a money issue or what, but especially if you're doing an interview, you should, come on now. Come on, Flo. You should know that's probably not the best place for you to do that whole interview. When construction is going on and you're trying to get this nail shop, or sorry, beauty shop done in 2 weeks so that you can open in 2 weeks. So keep it down. I'm trying to do this for you. Okay, I get paid by the hour, and I clock out at 6. So unless you don't want it done for today and me to come back tomorrow, but I ain't doing nothing past 6. So if you want something done today, I gotta make this noise. That's what I was told. I'm like as if I'm looking at her. But anywho, we move on to Neri and Nori going to Princess and Ray J's house, or the house they're renting. I don't know, but Neri's talking. about the juice bar because I guess they passed by it on the way to Ray J and Princess house. And Nori's just like, oh yeah, yeah, that's great. Oh wow. And Neri's just like, she just feels like he's sick of her talking about the juice bar because it's having like a slow start. You know, it's not really starting up the way she wanted it to, which it happens. But like I said, I feel like with all these reality shows, the establishments always have a setback. So Nori said he just ready to day drink, and that goes back into the all right, you just really trying to just get fucked up every day, all day, every day. But they get to the house saying hi to Princess and Ray J and whatnot, and Princess and Neri talking about Ray J and Nori are going to be the ones to cook for them. And I'm just like, is this really a good idea? Because Nori don't seem like he knows what to do in the kitchen. Ray J doesn't really seem like he knows what to do in the kitchen. So is this really a good idea? Because we see you look like the house going to get burned down, but they're going to try it out. They're going to try to cook some salmon and stuff. Okay. And they each go their separate ways, the girls and the guys, to kind of talk a little bit. And pretty much Neri and Princess are just talking about their establishments, and it's taking a while for it to open. Princess said she was building a nail salon, but it still has yet to open. Neri said she's having the same issue, da 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 da. And her main reasoning or her main issue is that Nori's just not supporting her. And she doesn't know if she's going to be able to just continue with the juice bar. And I'm like, girl, you better continue with the juice bar. You better continue with it. No, let Nori do some work in the house. Let Nori actually take care of these damn kids. You better build your own establishment. Like, I don't know if it was a juice bar was a good idea. Because I'm just like, but if that to each their own. Just because I don't personally like, But if Neri likes the juice bar and that's what she wanted to, Neri, listen, you're gonna have setbacks no matter what. There's always gonna be some issue that comes on. That's part of being a boss lady or a CEO to any type of business. And I understand Nori not being supportive or part of it as much as you would like him to be, kind of upset you a little bit. But at the end of the day, that's just more income for you to put in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, you could be like, Nori didn't help me with shit. I did this all by myself. And what? Build your bag, girl. He good. He good over there with his little podcast. You got your juice bar. He got his podcast. So at the end of the day, that's your money. And you could do it to do your girl's trip or whatever. And Nori could just stay in Miami smoking and drinking. Because that seems like that's what he does best. No shade to your husband, but listen, I got to be honest, right? I got to get my own personal thoughts and opinions. So, listen, don't worry about Nori. Nori burning the damn salmon in the kitchen at this point. So, if anything, Nori needs you, Neri, more than you need him. Then again, I don't know what your income stuff looking like. But at the end of the day, Nori burning salmon in the kitchen. So, we just going to need you and Princess to go help. I don't know if Princess could cook like that. Neri, I need you to go help. Okay, because he ruined the damn salmon, and I'm gonna be so upset if they threw that salmon in the trash. That was a perfectly good filleted salmon. I'm gonna move on. You know how I get about food, but we get on to Florence and her husband and the kids at the house. Florence is a little upset with her husband because I guess he came home late from wherever he was at the night before. And they sit down to eat breakfast. I guess the husband cooked it as punishment for coming home late. I don't know. But the dad, Marlon, asks the kids, oh, do you know how me and your mom met? So then I guess Flo goes into the whole explanation. They met at a party. He came up to her talking about he lost his phone and asked if he could call his phone from her phone. So she lets him call his phone from her phone. Lo and behold, his phone was in his pocket. And more of the story was just, you never know where you're going to find love. And he talking about he had all these dang girlfriends in the past. And, now he's with her. And then she looking at him like, oh, all these girlfriends? We're going to get into it later on in the episode. I'm not going to say nothing right just yet. But That's your man, and clearly you trying to stick beside him, even though he seemed like he ain't shit. But we gonna move. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. So, Mama Anna brings Amara to her old neighborhood in the DR, so she can show her and talk to her about all she's been through, and she just doesn't want Amara to take 20,000 steps back after she took like 10,000 steps forward to come to the USA when she was 17 with no money and to build a life for her kids. I think is Amara the only child? I think Amara's the only child, but to build a life for her kid and just to have Amara have what she didn't have in the DR. So now doing all this, it makes Amara like rethink about what she wants to do. Amara's like, oh, I love the DR though, so I want to stay here. Ends with the mama telling her, you're gonna regret it. So clearly we're gonna see that Amara just goes back to Miami anyway, because that's what makes her the money. But we're gonna get to that later on in the episode. Okay, we just waiting stuff for the last scene of the people in the episode so I can really give you my opinions. So we move on to Shayla meeting up with her mom in the West Palm of the beach, the 5-6 Ace. Yes, Palm Beach County. And Shayla explains her dad is black, her mom is white, but then her mom and her dad split up. The mom remarried to a white man, had a white baby, so her sister's fully white. She's half black, half white. And because she was just living with her mom and not her dad, she just feels out of place. And I guess she resented her mom for that and was upset with her mom for that. So I guess she brought her mom Mother's Day gifts. And the real reason she brought her mom to talk was she just wants to apologize for putting that anger and resentment on her mom and for being an asshole to her mom. So she's sorry. And she talks to her mom that she's just been going through it and having a miscarriage. And to me, I just feel like the mom was kind of disconnected. I don't know if they didn't really have a relationship with her. I know she resented her mom, was an asshole to her mom, but did you guys have no relationship whatsoever at all? Because I just feel like it was a little, I don't know, I feel like the mom was just a little disconnected, kind of like, oh, okay. I don't know, the mom could have been kind of nervous and awkward because of the cameras being around, but just in front of the camera, she just seemed so like uninterested, like, oh, I'm gonna cry. It's like, oh, like just dry, just dry. So I don't know. I think that's just probably the cameras being around, so she doesn't know how to like show her true emotions. But I don't know. I thought it was heartfelt what Shayla said. Shayla, like I said, you need a little bit of therapy, girl. Looks like you trying to better yourself, and that's great. You seem like I like Shayla. She seems like a real cool person. So I guess we're gonna have to see what continues on in the season for her. We get to Amara and Alan. Mama's packing. She getting ready back going. She's getting ready to go back to Miami. Alan comes over, hugs and kisses Amara, asking her how she's doing. Amara's like, I'm so. Alan just like, I don't like that. I don't like your energy. I don't like your energy. So she's like, come on, we gotta go upstairs. We gotta go talk. And he's just like he's just like, I already know something. But she's like, no, let's go upstairs. Let's go outside to go talk on the little balcony that she was making out with him like a episode or two ago in front of the mama. And she just starts in her whole spiel saying she wasn't planning on going to Miami. And then Alan instantly gets upset and just like, oh, so you're going to Miami? You going to Miami? Oh, you don't love me? In the Spanish accent. You don't love me? I mean nothing to you? So what is all this for? He's just going into a whole spiel. And he ain't trying to hear. Amara's trying to plead her case, but he's not trying to hear nothing Amara has to say. He's just like, so go be with your mommy. So you don't need to be here. Go be with your mommy. I don't need you here no more. And Amara's just like, she's not liking his attitude. It's like, I don't like your attitude, the way you're acting. This is and he's like, no, go be with your mama. And to me, I'm just like, Alan, you seem a little controlling, dad. Like, you're not even letting her tell you what it is. She just said, I said I was going to go to Miami, but she just like, I'm going to go with her to Miami, make sure she gets settled in. Now, granted, she may not come back after she goes to Miami with her mama, but you not let her plead her case? My gosh, dog, you didn't even let her finish her sentence. Oh, so you don't love me? So her going to Miami with her mom means she don't love you? So what, you just want to, so you don't want her to ever leave DR? That don't sound good to me. That sound you like you got a scheme going on. You trying to have a hit list on Amara or something. I don't like that. Talking about, oh, so you don't love me? You gonna guilt trip her to stay here? You acting like the mama. So you getting mad at the mama for for guilt tripping Amara to go back to Miami, but yeah, you guilt tripping her the same to stay in the DR. Like I said, Amara need to figure out what she want, not what her mama want, not what Alan wants, what she wants. Because this is ridiculous at this point. Amara, you too damn old for this man to be trying to guilt trip you. As far as your mom, I mean that's your mom at the end of the day, but you too damn old for your mama to be guilt tripping you that easily to have you be like, okay, I'm gonna go back to Miami. No, what do you want, man? You can't find nobody in Miami. This is the thing. You can't find nobody in Miami. There are way more people finer than Alan. Cause Alan ain't ugly. But just his shadiness is making him more unattractive by the episode as each episode goes on. There are way better looking men than Alan in Miami who probably make more money, who probably could do way more than Alan can do for you. Girl, anywho. So she's like, I'm not liking your attitude. And she at the end of the day, Mara was just like, I gotta go with my mom right now. So she's like, are you gonna take me to the airport or not? And he's like, are you serious right now? He's like, I'll call you an Uber. And then she's like, wow, you're being like an asshole. She's like, please, I just want you to understand. Please, can you understand? And he's just like, all right, you want me to understand? Okay. But I have a lot to think about. So she's just like, thank you for trying to understand. Can I at least get a kiss? So he looked like he was about to give her a kiss, but then he plays it with the whole kiss on the cheek and walks away. And I'm just like, that's been done before, right? Alan, Amara, please just go back to Miami. Don't ever come back. Not saying don't ever come back to DR. I know that's where your mama done grew up and stuff, and that's your hometown and stuff. But if when you come back to DR, don't see Alan no more. By the time you come back to DR, he probably already gonna have another girl pregnant. To be honest with you, so bye, Alan. Peace. Like he kissed you on the cheek and dip. You do this to him too. Bye. We don't need you. And finally, we get into the last scene with Florence promoting her beauty bar on Instagram Live. I think her sister pops up and she's like, "Oh, you talking about? Oh, we'll be ready in 2 weeks. We'll be ready in 2 weeks. You're not ready. Look, there's stuff that still needs to get done." And then Flo gets a little irritated. She's like, "Stop talking shit. Stop talking shit. I don't need this negative energy here right now. I got a lot of things going on with work, my music, and she's stressed about Marlon because he hasn't been coming home." And then the sister's like, "You think he's doing something wrong?" And she's like, "I think he's doing something wrong." And she talks about in the confessional that he's cheated before in the past, had other women in Haiti, and he's saying he's not going to do it no more again. But he's probably doing it again. Not once a cheater, always a cheater. But it's hard for someone who didn't give a shit about you before to give a shit about you now. If that makes sense, it's giving me ain't shit type of guy. And girl, like I said, like I told Lamar 2 seconds ago, you could find someone else better. But then again, you guys probably been together for quite a long time because you guys have like 3 kids together, and the oldest one looks like he's preteen, teenager age. So, and I know you guys been together a long time, but I don't know. From at first moment I seen him, I'm like, he don't look like he about nothing. He look like he full of shit. But that's her man. She gonna stick beside him, even though he cheating. From the previous scene, she might leave him, but he ain't shit. So anywho, Gael talk about, oh, he fucked my girlfriend. He fucked my bitch. So it ends with Flo looking at her sister like, are you serious right now? So I guess it's gonna continue where it picks up. It's gonna pick up next episode, to be continued type of thing. And I'm just like, the way she said, he fucked my girlfriend, my bitch. I believe the sister. I think the sister is kind of like me. She probably knew he wasn't shit from the get-go, but that's who her sister wanted. So she's just like, all right, that's your dumb ass. That's what it is. We're going to see what happens next week. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.